This is Lauren Morgan, your instructor for Speech 1100 Online. Welcome to the video tutorial on navigating Blackboard and the learning units. In this short video, you're going to get an overview of our Blackboard course shell and how you navigate through the learning units within it. Secondly, you'll learn how to view and navigate the table of contents within the learning units. And last of all, how you navigate and submit assignments. Hopefully this will help you get started on the class rather quickly and help you be successful. So as you can see, we've opened up on our landing page, which is the announcements page. You've already read this Welcome to Speech 1100 Online announcement. So let's take a look at the setup of our course shell. You'll notice over here on the left 4 areas with different hot buttons. There are 4 bolded buttons. Those are simply headers for the 4 different sections within the class. Course information, assignments, research, and email. After the video, you can take a moment to click on those buttons. Some of them you're actually going to be directed to during the introductory unit, but feel free to go in and hunt and peck around. There may be some changes happening in a couple of the areas over the course of the semester, but for the most part you can get an overview of what the course looks like. We're going to spend most of our time in this video in this assignments area and specifically on learning units, since that's where you will be spending most of your time. Again, if you need to go back and look at announcements, you can always click on the announcements button. Later on, you'll learn about SmartBook and LearnSmart in a separate part of the course. But for right now, we're going to take a look at the learning units. So if you click on the learning unit, you'll be taken to Unit 1, the Communication Basics and Public Speaking Basics. This unit covers weeks 1 through 3 and culminates in your first major speech, speech number 1. There are 2 other learning units. Unit 2 covers weeks 4 through 6. And Unit 3 covers weeks 6 through 8. Those units aren't appearing because the class is designed developmentally, which means you are going to work through one unit before you move on to the next unit. Remember that this class is not self-paced and not self-directed, and because it culminates in speeches, there are certain steps you have to move through to plan, prepare, and practice your speeches before you deliver them. So the class is set up to work you through those assignments in order. In order to open up this first learning unit, all you have to do is click on Unit 1. And when you do that, you're going to be brought into the introductory unit. You're going to notice that there's a lot of information on this page. What you're actually looking at is the overview of the introductory unit, and over here in this gray section, the table of contents for the introductory unit in week 1. As week 2 and week 3 are added, those would also appear in that table of contents. So I'm going to teach you how to manage the table of contents before I start talking about the introductory unit. And you manage the table of contents using these 3 buttons right here that I'm circling with the cursor. The first button is what's going to minimize your table of contents. So if you click it, you'll notice that that table of contents has gone away, so you can just focus on the introductory unit. Personally, I like to do that when I'm going to read because otherwise I get a little distracted by what's on the screen. So as long as that table of contents is minimized, let's take a look at what the overview of the introductory unit provides. Provides you a description of the unit, including the due date for when the assignments have to be completed, a brief overview of what's in the unit, and then some notes, and then at the bottom are the objectives for the unit. You always want to take a look at this information so you have a preview of what you'll be doing during the week. Now if I want to expand that menu again, I just click that first button and then I can see the table of contents. Some of you may like to shift your table of contents so it's not appearing on the left, and maybe you'd like it more at the bottom of the page. So you click this little arrow button and that would move it to the bottom. That would enable you to scroll down through that menu rather than having it on the left. Whichever way you want to view the page is up to you. Personally, I like to have the table of contents over on the left side. It seems to fit the way that I naturally read. Now you'll notice that some items in this menu, the table of contents, are actually covered up by this introductory unit. If you'd actually like to see them, use this middle button to maximize the table of contents. Then you can read your way through everything that's appearing in the introductory unit and week 1. You're also going to notice that there are a series of embedded folders within the unit. So you can think of that unit like a file drawer in a file cabinet. If I wanted to open up the introductory unit, I'm going to find some other files within there. To make it a little bit easier for us to see those files, I'm just going to minimize all of week 1 and then minimize the specific assignments or pieces of information that are in each of the folders in the introductory unit. In every unit, you're going to see 3 folders: a Learn About It folder, a Do It folder, and a Discuss It folder. Each of these folders has different types of information and assignments, so I wanted to give you an overview of what those are. The Learn About It folder contains information that helps you develop your knowledge of course content. So that would include textbook readings, videos that I may have you watch that will expand your knowledge about communication, articles that I may post, and then web links that may take you to websites I'd like you to view. Again, all of the information in Learn About It is what's preparing your knowledge about communication. In the second folder, the Do It folder, are learning activities. These could be self-assessments, they might be other kinds of activities that I'd engage you in, and of course, all of the speech information and the assignments connected to planning, preparing, and practicing your speeches. So the Do It folder is where you're going to do a lot of activity. Finally, there's a Discuss It folder. Because we're in an online class, we need to have a way to have you discuss with other classmates. And the way that I do that is by having you participate in discussion boards. There will most likely be a couple of discussion boards with each unit, so always make sure that you're taking a look at those. There are some specific directions provided when you go to do those discussion boards, so make sure you read those to make sure that you're posting and interacting with your classmates appropriately. I've also established in the discussion boards groups, so you won't be interacting with more than 3 or 4 people at any given time, and that's so that you can manage a little bit more effectively the conversation that you'll be engaged in. In the Discuss It folder, you may also be asked to do some reflective writing in journals. When I use the journals, I use those more for topics where it's just information that I'd like you to reflect on personally that I may not want you to share with the rest of the class. Those assignments would just be shared with me and allows you to process in a more personal way what you're learning. So what I'd like to do next is take a look at the type of assignments that might be in one of these folders. And I'm just going to start with the Learn About It folder because it really contains the 3 major types of assignments that I want to point out to you. Again, when I open up this folder, you're going to notice that each one of these different assignments is listed in order. There are a couple different ways that you can navigate through these assignments. First of all, you're going to see over here, page 1 of 36. If I click this button, it's going to take me to the next part of the course, the next folder, the Learn About It. And then if I click again, it's just going to take me to that first assignment that's in Learn About It. You can also move backwards through those to go back to where you started. So it's a really easy way to navigate through Blackboard. You're going to notice over here on the table of contents it also has a menu like that. So again, you can click through. It's going to do the same function. It is possible for you also to directly click on an assignment. So if I just click on the Welcome assignment, you're going to see it becomes highlighted, so I know that I'm in that section. And I'm now at that little area within the Learn About It folder. I wanted to pull this one up because this is a course link. So this click to launch is actually going to take me to a different area within Blackboard. So if I click it, it's going to take me back to, in this case, the item is unavailable. So let me go backwards to get me back to that welcome message. I must have turned that off because you've already read it. So let me go down to course information because that's another course link. So you'll see here that I've highlighted course information. Now if I click this click to launch, I'm actually going to be taken into the course information area, and specifically you'll see I've got my cursor over course information. This is the area I'm in. So I've left the learning unit and I'm now in course information. So in this area you're going to see several different pieces of information. Okay. One thing I want to point out to you is to make sure that you always, whenever you're in an area within Blackboard, scroll through the page so you can make sure that you are seeing everything that is there. So in this course information area, you're going to see your calendar, information about your e-text and how to register for it, speech delivery requirements, information about our speech assistance area where you can get extra help on speeches, a link to our online learning homepage, and some other campus resources. So in that introductory unit, you're going to be directed to read through each one of these sections. I wanted to bring you here though to show you a little bit about how you navigate Blackboard. Normally we use this back button to get back to the area where we were, but you can see that sometimes Blackboard can glitch a little bit. So if you're taken from a course link into another section of the course, you can always, if you're trying to get back to a learning unit, just click on learning unit and work your way through to get back to this table of contents where you left off. So that was a look at a course link. I also want to take you down to a assignment that has an attachment. So we're going to click on successful student competencies. While I try to post everything in Blackboard so that you can see it right in this window, you're going to notice that this document has been attached. I had to attach it because it has some images in it and the images wouldn't post correctly within Blackboard. So if you click on this document that's attached, it's going to go into your download file. Then you can open it from your download file and keep it on your computer, print a copy of it if you want, whatever it is you want to do with it. But make sure that you open it and read it. I always try to save attached files as either the latest version of Word, docx, or an RTF file, a rich text file. If you're having any difficulty downloading documents and opening them, I highly recommend that you download OpenOffice. It is freeware, available on the internet, it's very safe, and it includes all the free versions of programs like Word, PowerPoint, and Excel that you can use to open documents or create documents or do what you need. Please know that I am a Mac user. However, I do not have Pages on my computer. So it's a little bit problematic when you save things in Pages and then upload them for assignments. Please make sure that you are using Word at all times. And again, if you don't have access, go online and download OpenOffice. Now, let's take a look at how you actually submit an assignment. So I'm going to open this Do It folder and take a look at your first assignment, the Course Information Scavenger Hunt. When I click on that, it's going to open up the assignment, and you're going to see that this is a preview of the upload assignment, the Course Information Scavenger Hunt. I want to take you through what the assignment looks like and then how you submit the assignment. You're going to see here that the assignment information includes the due date, how many points are possible, all of the instructions, and then the questions. Again, it's important in the assignments that you scroll through the page to make sure that you are seeing all the information there. When you come down to the bottom of the page, you're going to see that Blackboard gives you two options for submitting assignments. The first is to write a submission. So if you click that, you can write directly in this box. This is a nice way to do assignments quickly. However, it's not the option that I recommend for students, because sometimes when you use this option and then you submit the assignment into Blackboard using the submit button at the bottom of the page or the top of the page, the assignment may not submit correctly. If it gets lost in cyberspace on its way to Blackboard, using this option, the right submission option, will lose all of your information, never to be found again. If it submits incorrectly, you have to let me know, and then I will clear the assignment. But when I clear it, all of your information disappears. So I don't actually recommend that students use this option. What I recommend you do is open a Word doc, put your responses in a Word document, then hit Browse My Computer, find your file and attach it. When you do that, it also makes it really easy for me to grade, especially if I've attached a rubric to the assignment. So that is my recommended way of submitting an assignment. So again, save your responses in a Word doc and upload them. And then all you have to do is hit submit. I can't do it because if I do, nothing happens. So please make sure that your assignments are submitted fully. In order to check whether your assignments are submitted, you can simply click over here under course information on My Grades. If I click it, nothing shows up because I'm not a student in the class. But if you click it, you'll be able to see a list of your assignments. And when you've submitted an assignment, you will get one of 3 icons. If you see a little box with an exclamation point, that means your assignment has been submitted. I have not graded it yet. It just means that it's sitting there. If you see an icon that looks like a little piece of paper with scribbles on it, that means that the document did not submit correctly. If you see that, you're going to need to alert me via email to let me know what assignment didn't submit correctly so I can clear it, and then you can resubmit it. If you see that assignment with a number next to it, that's how many points you got for the assignment. If the number is bolded, if you take your cursor and hover over it, that will open up any comments I've left for you. So we've taken a look at how you navigate through Blackboard and the learning units, how you view and navigate this table of contents, and last of all, how you navigate and submit assignments. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me or give me a phone call. My phone number is on the syllabus, and you have my cell phone number as well as my office number. I do answer my cell phone, so if for some reason I don't, just leave me a message identifying who you are, what class you're in, leave your name and phone number, and then I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm looking forward to a great semester with you, and hope you're going to have a good time in the class.